Sagittarius, and welcome to your reading with me. This is October's reading for 2019. You'll see before you 3 cards here on the table already out and about. Now what happened was I thought I was videoing your recording and I wasn't, sadly, because it was going really well, and I can't repeat the things I said because they're off the top of my head, but we will continue from this point because these 3 cards that arrived I think are really relevant and they're interesting. They came out from this deck as jumpers as I was shuffling them. This one jumped out individually on its own in the beginning, and then these 2 came out together. So I was in the process of explaining all about them. There must have been something that I said or gone on too long that didn't need to be totally said for the recording to have not happened. So anyhow, guys, welcome to your reading. Yes, it's October. It's near the end of the year. We're moving into 2020. It's really important to set some sort of strategies, goals and plans for your year ahead because we're moving into this new decade. Now, with that in mind, the Wheel of Fortune came out. It doesn't come out often. It's a powerful card when it shows up. This is a card of change. It's an evolutionary process. Sometimes this can involve karmic change, so sort of sealing off a debt that's been going on through your soul's journey or evolution process. It can be the finish of a long-term event that you have been processing or going through and moving into the next area of life. This can be in any dynamic: finances, health, relationships, spiritual, physical, emotional, anything. Now the interesting thing is this card is very similar. The World, it has the same type of message about having come to some understanding or epoch, or like an awareness that you have reached the end of a project or a part of your life and you are evolving, blossoming and growing into the next stage. So 2 of these cards here really repeating the same message, all 3 of these cards being major arcanas. So it appears to me as Sagittarians you have got quite a lot going on for this month of October and strategically moving into the year 2020. Now I did mean to say, which I'd forgotten in the beginning, the messages I got for you guys before I even started the first video were go for it. And there was also this feeling of holding out your hands for some reason. And I thought, is that like an offer that's coming to you, or are you offering, help or support to someone else? I also felt there was something about the pink ray, which is Archangel energy Shemuel, which is about more love and peace as well. Now, if we come back to these cards, the Emperor was the second one out, and he often refers to April or March timing in the year, so this could be referring to next year, which is what makes me think that this reading takes you quite a lot further than just October. And the other reason is because these 2 cards are very powerful indicators of long-term events. When they turn up, it's not just a one-night it's not a one-night stand, and it's not just a one-horse pony. This is a long evolutionary process of gradual change, and both of them bode well. They bode in favor of the change coming. It's as if you have reached this really deep understanding of something you've been doing or going through or evolving or growing, and you have finished it. It's come to an end, the end of a cycle. And with that is some sort of celebration, reward and award at the same time. This guy, he can be an Aryan person, and he might be someone in your life who is either coming in, possibly for some of you as a potential partner. For others, he could be your current partner who is coming on the next leg of the journey with you as you go through this evolutionary process. He can also represent, really stoic government disciplinary institutions like legal things, legal firms, courts of law, lawyers, judges, accountants, doctors, governmental departments. So some of you may be dealing with situations that involve those type of things going on in the background. They could be about immigration, adoptions. They could be about certificates or becoming degreed. You may have just finished university, or you may have received notification of being accepted for something along these lines. There's so many different opportunities within these 3 cards alone, and because this is a general reading, again, it's going to affect each of you at your own individual level. So think about how these cards are going to come into action for you as you take the steps forward into the next year, especially. Now, the World is a beautiful card. It represents endings and evolutionary processes as well. So 2, with this kapow type effect in the very beginning of this reading, giving you this massive message. The World says you've achieved some sort of acclaim or understanding or awareness, a reward or an award with something you are doing, and you have picked this up as part of your life's journey, understanding and awareness. Some of you could even be traveling. This could be taking you to foreign destinations for a long time, like an extended trip or journey. Sometimes this is where you may meet a new partner who becomes a life partner or even a potential business partner. So there's a lot of positives just zooming around those 3 cards. It's almost like they've come together to really amp the energy up for you. This can also, I mentioned that's travel, so travel as in possibly holidays and possibly something to do with your future changes and directions where you're headed. This can be a card of a sexual attraction as well, and potential intimate partnerships. So wow, yeah, I've now said that all twice, even though you guys have only heard it once. Let's see what's next for you out of here. This is for Sagittarius for October. What else would you like to tell them? Let's have a look. I think those 3 were amazing, the way they... It was a pity you missed it in the end, because they came out with real force. Sagittarius, October 2019. That's too many all at once there. I'll put them back on the top and look for a little bit more, something a little more subtle. I am still an awkward shuffler, even with this new style. It's just the nature of what it is. One more round of this, otherwise we'll move on to the next deck. One more to finish off that deck of cards. I think it was probably upright anyhow. The King of Wands, we have another person in here, a little bit like the Emperor, possibly a male, possibly a fire sign, which is what the Emperor is. He's often the Aries. This could be an Aries as well. So there's 2 kind of messages about that sort of feeling coming through. I think people are involved in your month ahead, possibly around decision making, possibly males and possibly slightly older males. Maybe fire sign energy males, because of course you're fire sign yourself. But here's very much about creativity, entrepreneurship, ideas, passion, inspiration, movement, dreams, and the fulfillment of them. So again, just another really positive card. Notice he's got the pink border around the edge, which is quite often talking about illumination in the 3rd eye area, which is where we receive our psychic awareness or our understanding of cosmic knowledge coming in. So for some of you, it could be a card of cosmic attainment. This World card also is the star, the soul star chakra, which is actually above us, and that's a very deep understanding of cosmic awareness or cosmic thinking and application of those thoughts. So let's move into this and see if any of those cards duplicate themselves, because this is the same deck per se, it's another tarot deck. So this is for Sagittarius for October. What have you got in store for them? What would you like them to... That one fell off the back. The solar plexus chakra, which is in the middle of the body, in the stomach area. It's very good for listening to your gut instinct, so your psychic self again, a little bit like this one through the purple chakra. The solar plexus is our other area where we receive cosmic information and where we listen to our higher self and try and find, you know, what are we seeking in life, and listen to our own messages as well as messages like this. This area of your body may be suffering from something that needs to be opened up or freed up. So some of you may have a physical weakness in that part where you need to physically strengthen it. Yoga, sit-ups, planking, running, stretching. You could eat the yellow foods, you could wear yellow clothes, do meditations, things like that. Some of you may have like an allergy in that part of the body that needs some sort of attention, or something within the stomach that also may need attention one way or another. Wow, the heart chakra, that's nice. The magician, another major arcana, and another one. So basically, out of the cards that have turned up for you guys, because I consider these major arcana ones as well anyhow, that's really all you've received. That and a couple of inferences about the people that are possibly in your reading for the month. So if we come back to this one now, the heart chakra, there is something about the heart in the month for you that is affecting maybe your decisions. So there's an emotional connection to the decisions you're making. And I mentioned about the pink ray. Well, maybe I mentioned that in the first video. I can't quite recall now. So I'll just go over it again. At the beginning, before I did your video, I got the feeling of the words "go for it," and that you were holding out your hands for something. And was it that you were getting an offer coming in, or you were giving help out, or you were receiving help? Also something about your heart and the pink ray, which is Shemuel, which is about more love and peace. Now, of course, the heart chakra is where we feel our emotional connections. This is where we feel love, and this is also where we find the pink ray. So Archangel, or the vibration of that energy, may be around for you guys in the month, either highlighting your emotional capacity for love or within relationships, or you are thinking about love, or you are somehow interacting with the energy of that. For some of you, it may be a healing interaction, like healing past loves or past lovers, or issues around the heart that have created a little bit of pain or tension. So again, you can free up this chakra area by wearing the greens, by doing meditations for the heart, by eating the green foods, being out in nature and being connected as well. Now, these other two major arcanas that turned up, you've got the 3 1s, which is an angelic vibration. We were just talking about the angels. There's a 1, 1 and a 1 there. So that's like that triple 1 angelic vibration. So that was really nice while we were talking about Shemuel, which makes me think that you can call on the pink ray of energy. But coming back to this is the magician. So this is awareness. You have got now the very end of the tarot major arcana and the very beginning at the same time. And that's why I knew that, because the first card that came out, the wheel, which is 10, so 1, 10 and 21, I knew when you had this one as the very first one, that there's something quite profound about your ability to really reach into the cosmic awareness or the collective conscious or your higher self to find some really deep perspectives on your life and what you want, who you are, and where you're going. This is the beginning of new journeys. These were all about the endings of cycles. And when, of course, we have an ending of a cycle, what are we doing but moving into a new one? And he turned up to just prove that evaluation and to reassure you that as your cycles close and come to an end of whatever journey or projects you've been undertaking, boom, in comes your new one at a higher level of awareness. This is very beautiful reading, you guys. I wish I was Sagittarian, and I think I've said that before. Balance is required often when changes are being undertaken. So this is the card that can sometimes signify a Libran energy. There may be a Libran person around you as well as these fire signs over here, and they may be playing a role in some sort of relationship situation, whether it's personal, interpersonal or business. Again, it will depend for each of you. But this card is also requiring balance. So think about implying how you can balance some situation in your life. And it might be around relationships. It might be around your physical health or emotional health. It can sometimes represent a karmic event taking place, which I think I mentioned in the beginning. If it wasn't this video, it was the other one. That's what these endings of cycles can represent, some karmic debt that is being repaid and coming to its closure so that you can move forward. And again, this one can very often represent that because it is the card of karma. Wow, guys, there's something going on in the background of this reading. Some of you will get the goosebumps when you listen to it. You will know exactly what is happening. And you will, I think you will think about it at a slightly deeper level and you'll go, yep, I know what you're talking about, because you'll feel what is going on. You'll know that there's something lifting that's been maybe attached or been heavy or been a process of working through, and you're going to feel some sort of freedom from this. This can also represent going to courts of law, government institutions, applications for visas, or family court hearings as well, and to do with children. And so could the Emperor card have been talking about that as well. But you're really big reading, you guys, Sagittarius. Just quite profound. There's a lot of different layers and depth within this reading, and a lot of very, very special messages coming through. And certainly with the cards that have shown up, it's been quite special and in depth. Let's have one last look at this deck for you. This is for Sagittarius for October. Just see what, that one. Again, the endings of cycles, and that card adds up to a 9, and we know that 9s are the end of a cycle. So we're starting to repeat the messages, which is a good sign that we have covered off a lot of what is to be said. I'm sure that when I go to, format the video, I will think to myself, gosh, I wish I had have said this and that and that. But I think it'll be up to you guys to just listen to the video and then listen to yourself and see what messages come through afterwards as to what direction this is talking to you about, and perhaps what you can uplift and learn from as well. But yeah, it's a really deep reading and really intense. So, that one. Oh, there's a couple. I will just get them on the floor. They shot that far away. But daughter, value and appreciation, 2 beautiful cards again. And appreciation can definitely be felt in the world card. There's much appreciation in the world. Appreciation from others for you and who you are, but also self-appreciation and reward. Remember I said that, reward and award. And this one as well, because appreciation is a reward, if you like. And there also is the reward, a door to value, and also an award. So for some of you, there may be an implication here that this journey that you've come to the end to could help increase your financial perspectives or dynamics or capacity to earn more money one way or another. It really is a very beautiful reading, and I think we can probably stop at that point. We just to finish it off with a beautiful one more positive, because it's been such a positive reading. We could just take one of these Angel of Atlantis cards for you, and two have come out. You've got Sandalphon, the Earth Angel, so spending time outdoors. And at the very beginning I said it's a really great time to set your intention and your plans for the next year coming ahead. And I think because of the depth of your reading and the deep changes that are coming, it would be really, really invaluable to do this for you now, to set your future intentions so that you have an idea of this pathway that you are starting to walk along now. And the other one, Michael, who's been out before for one of the other readings, enchantment. And I think the last time, I think they had the Magician and enchantment. Something along those lines. Very, very similar. But the awareness is the Magician, and the Magician is enchantment, magical enchantment. And Archangel Michael as well. So you have a few archangels to call upon. Sandalphon, Michael and Shamuel with the pink ray. And you have this magical, magical reading. Guys, really, really enjoy this. It's been a pleasure doing this for you. Well, I've done it twice. So it was such a special reading. You got it twice. I knew I didn't want to stop and start again because the cards were too important and the messages were too important. So yeah, thank you for joining me, everyone. Remember to sub the channel and hit the notification button, and that way you'll get to see any videos when they're uploaded. Check out your moon and rising, because I swear one of them has this, the enchantment and the Magician in it, and it might be one that you have a rising sign in. So thank you again, and I wish you all the most bountiful, amazing October ahead, because this is how you need to strategize and think about your year for 2020. So much love, everyone. Namaste.